Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to share with you a meditation technique to help you deal with anxiety when anxiety comes up. This video is the second video of a two-part series on how to rewire your brain to reduce anxiety. So if you missed the first episode, make sure that you find the link in the descriptions below, or you can find the link right here. Hi, my name is Olivier and I am a mindfulness meditation teacher. If you're struggling with stress and anxiety or other emotional difficulties, or simply want to cultivate more joy, more peace and more happiness in your daily life, consider subscribing to my channel. Every week I post a new video on these topics and I show you how mindfulness and meditation can help you in those areas. With life comes difficult experiences. Fear and doubts about the future, the stress and anxiety about work or other responsibilities, the loss of somebody that we love, and so forth. Mindfulness meditation is a tool that can help us suffer less. Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh said that if we know how to suffer, we will suffer less. So mindfulness meditation can help us not only by reducing the intensity of these experiences, but it can help us find a way to freedom, to be free from those difficulties. This sense of freedom is best illustrated by this metaphor. Imagine that you have a glass of water and you are dropping a tablespoon of salt in it. The glass of water will be very salty. But if you drop the same amount of salt in a lake, the lake will not be salty. In the same way, mindfulness meditation can show us the path to become the lake, so that whenever fear, doubts, anxiety, or other challenges appear in our life, we don't have to be so affected by it. We can become the lake and develop the capacity to hold our difficult experiences without losing our peace and our freedom. I remember this one day when I was walking up the stairs at my previous work, where I had these sensations of fear in me. The same fear that I had when I was a student and I was about to take a final exam. And then I noticed that this sensation of fear, I experienced it many times at work. And I found it strange because I was no longer in school. I no longer had final exams to take. And this fear, this anxiety was really an obstacle to me being able to live with peace, to live with ease and relaxation. And so I decided to practice with the meditation technique that I am just about to share with you. This technique is called REWIRE, and it is an acronym for recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture. And by practicing this meditation, those 4 steps, I was able to find a sense of safety, a sense of ease that I could bring back to my daily life and feel less prone to this fear and anxiety. Before we get into the steps of the REWIRE meditation, I wanted to invite you to reflect on anxiety. In which areas of your life do you experience anxiety? And how does it impact your quality of life, your relationships, your performance at work or at school, and your happiness? And can you imagine what life would be like without this anxiety? So now let's get on to the REWIRE meditation. The first step of this meditation is called recognize, and it is simply the mere recognition of our experience as it is. Often when we have unpleasant thoughts or feelings or sensations in our body, we react to them by distracting ourselves from them, by running away from them. We open the fridge to eat something, we turn on the TV, or we just browse on the internet because those are unpleasant sensations and we just don't want to be in touch with them. But here we're taking a completely different approach, which is actually to turn towards them. When we react to anxiety by eating something or distracting ourselves from it, this maps to a neural pathways in our brain. And what we want to do is to actually create and start a new neural pathways in our brain when we get in touch with this anxiety trigger. And recognition is the first step towards developing this new neural pathway. The second step of the meditation is called allow. It means to allow our experience to be just as it is, to allow our thoughts to be there, to allow our feelings to be there, and to allow our bodily sensations to be there, without wanting to modify or change them in any ways, or wanting them to go away. I remember when I was a student, laying in bed before going to sleep and suffering from panic attacks. Those panic attacks prevented me from breathing normally, so I was literally suffocating in my bed. And I remember wanting this anxiety to go away, and I wanted to take it out of my body. But as soon as we push something away, we create some tensions. And the point of allowing is to disable these tensions. By allowing, we create already a sense of relaxation. So as you can see, to recognize and to allow our anxiety to be there without wanting to modify it or wanting it to go away, it is a radical shift in how we instinctively react to anxiety. The third step of the REWIRE meditation is to investigate with kindness. With the first and second step, when we recognized and allowed our anxiety to be there just as it is, it already provided us some kind of clarity to some extent on our anxiety. And this third step is about investigating so that we can gain a deeper understanding of where our anxiety comes from and what it needs. And so in the investigation part, we ask ourselves some questions such as, what is happening inside me? What most wants my attention? What am I believing? When we ask those questions, we want to stay connected to our body. The investigation process is not an intellectual or cognitive process, but rather we ask those questions and then we pay attention to what is happening in our body and where it is happening. Our body is a container for our experiences. When we experience joy, it feels a certain way in our body. When we experience peace and calm, we feel it in a certain way in our body. When we experience anger, loneliness, anxiety, fear, or doubts, that translates into certain sensations in our body. So what we want to do in this step is to pay attention to what is happening in our body when we experience anxiety, and to locate where it is and how it feels like. The second part of the investigation is when you notice anxiety in your body, where it is and what it feels like, then ask yourself the questions. If this part of my body could tell me something, what would you tell me? Or what does this part of my body most need? When I practiced the REWIRE meditation regarding my anxiety at work, I could touch this sense of fear in me. It was a fear for my own survival. And I could also touch doubt, self-doubt, whether I was good enough for this role, for this position. And from there was a natural sense of compassion that arose. The investigation part works best when we are non-judgmental towards our experience. The non-judgmental attitude will allow us to be vulnerable, to touch those places of vulnerability in us. This practice is the foundation to build emotional resilience. It is to acknowledge our vulnerabilities, to go there and to offer what it needs. And the fourth step of the REWIRE meditation is to nurture. Once you touch this place of vulnerability, offer it whatever it needs. For example, in my experience with the REWIRE meditation, I could touch this feeling of unsafety and of self-doubt. And so what I did is I placed my hand on my body wherever I felt those feelings, and I offered some sentences like, I am safe, I am safe, I am safe, for the fear in me. And for the self-doubt, I told myself, I do my best, I let go of the rest. I do my best, I let go of the rest. And so I practice like this, staying in touch with those vulnerabilities and offering this energy of compassion and whatever I needed at that time. And so I just rested there, breathed with them until I felt better. When you try the REWIRE practice, don't be discouraged because you don't feel a total sense of freedom. It may take you several tries to get there. The REWIRE practice is a practice for a lifetime, a practice that you will apply to different difficulties that have various intensity. What is important is to stick with the practice. The first time, maybe you feel a little bit more at ease, a little bit more calm. Then you try a few more times and you realize that the more you try, the more at ease and at peace that you will feel. And then there will be other circumstances in life that will bring anxiety, or maybe the same, and again, it will be time to practice. But every time you practice, it will be easier for you to practice next. For me, for the anxiety, the day after I practice, I feel safe, I feel free, I felt free. But then there were other projects that created anxiety, and then I had to practice with the REWIRE again. But it was every time easier and easier for me to feel this sense of safety. There will be difficult moments in our life, and that we won't be able to avoid. The only control that we have is how we will respond to those events. Then Master Tanya Han said, pain is unavoidable, but suffering is optional. The practice of mindfulness meditation and the REWIRE meditation are a way for us to suffer less. They are a path for us to free ourselves from our doubts, our fears, our anxiety. And so I hope that this video will be beneficial to you. I encourage you to practice, to try the REWIRE meditation, and let me know how it goes for you and if you have any questions by using the comment sections below. If you are interested in listening to my guided meditation, you can download them for free by subscribing to my newsletter at peaceful-breathing.com/meditations. I have just added a meditation on gratitude, which is the fastest way for you to become happier. If you enjoy the content of this video, please leave me a like and a comment below, and I will see you very soon. Thank you so much for watching.